It's a beautiful Wednesday, the 14th of October in the year 2020. Thank you so much for joining us for this very special edition of the assignment program. I'm your host. My name is Andrew Mwansa. Now, Lusaka Principal Resident Magistrate David Musamba has convicted the National Democratic Congress leader, Dr. Chimba Kambwili, in a case in which he was charged with forgery and uttering a false document to a public officer. Passing judgment Wednesday, 14th October 2020, Magistrate Musamba sentenced the NDC leader to 1 year each for 2 charges of forgery and uttering a false document to a public officer, which he said would run concurrently. Magistrate Musamba has, however, acquitted Kambwili on 1 count of giving false information to a public officer. In this matter, Kambwili was charged with 3 counts of forgery, uttering the false document, and giving false information to a public officer in relation to the registration of Mwamona Engineering and Technical Services. The complainant is Economic and Equity Party President Chilifya Tali, who I'm with this afternoon in studio to discuss with me, the whole issue surrounding the arrest of Dr. Kambwili. President Tali, good afternoon and welcome to the assignment.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, indeed. I was about to jokingly, say what people are saying on social media, that now from Chilifya Tali, the married man, to Chilifya Tali, the wicked man.
You see, of course, the beautiful thing about life is that, we all hold opinions. We all hold opinions. So people can have different opinions, but wicked, I don't think I'm wicked. I'm just doing what is right. I'm doing what is right. Kambwili has gone to prison, not because of me, but because of his own actions. So the wickedness is not on me, it's on himself.
Let's begin with the genesis of this entire issue. Some people feel that you are being used. I think we were getting some messages at the court. I was at the magistrate's court, got some messages from the elder brother of Chimba Kambwili. Also sympathizers feel President Ali is being used by the Patriotic Front. But before we can get to those allegations and those assertions that people are claiming, bring us up to speed with the genesis of this particular issue.
And if I were writing a script, the question would have been, tell us about the genesis.
Exactly.
Other than all the other things that you have said, because those are speculations.
Indeed.
So, journalists who seek to find out the truth go straight to the point, and the point is, where is the genesis? As Magistrate Musamba read out in his judgment, because this is what I testified. I testified in court. The issue is that there were people that came to me way back, and we're talking about way back 2014. 2014, Michael Chilufya Sata, by that time, was still the president of this republic. Kambwili was still a minister. And during that time, these people, I was executive director of Zambian Voice at that time. And these people came to complain, that Kambwili was harassing them. He had held them hostage in their work. They were actually accountants, because he was demanding for payments. They used to work for Mupani Copper Mines. And Kambwili had contracts with them. And time and again, he would, if they delay in payments, he would push them. Or if another person is given business in the mines, Kambwili would call them and shout them and tell them to be corrupt. And they complained to say, come on, look, we are just doing our job. And we have this man that is all over us, harassing us, calling us corrupt. So it is not nice just because he's a minister. So please intervene for us, speak for us, talk to the president, so that the president can talk to him that he should stop this. And so at that point I said, okay, let me try to find out a bit of facts. So I tried to find out a bit of facts to check if indeed that company belonged to Mwamona, belonged to Kambwili. First of all, because they were saying he owns the company. When I went to Pakra, did the printout, Kambwili was not there, was not one of the directors. So I called them. I said, look, you are saying that Kambwili is the owner of this company. He's not the owner. They said, but no, this is the man that signs everything, and so on and so forth. And clearly, I saw that then there's something wrong here. If he is not the owner of the company and is signing documents and so on and so forth, then clearly there's something wrong. Did further investigations, I clearly found out that actually he had created a fictitious person who is called Mwamba Chishimba. And this person was given an NRC of Sampa Kambwili. And they created this person and registered that person as the director. But which person? That person, the one who was acting was Kambwili. All the signing and everything by this fictitious person were being done by Kambwili. That is how I reported the matter to the police. The trial started. Of course, before I reported the matter to the police, I did, because in the, Michael Chirufasata died. Then came Edgar Lungu. I wrote to Edgar Lungu about my findings. I wrote to him, sent the letter to him. I spoke to Amos Chanda, and they said they will look into it. Alas, when Edgar Lungu went through, Kambwili was appointed minister. I was very shocked. How come? This man has got these issues. Anyway, after that 1 year, 6 months of Edgar Lungu, we had 2016 general elections. Again, I pushed when Kambwili was busy campaigning and whatever. I said, I was telling the people in State House, those that I was interacting with, among them Chirubanama, this very Amos Chanda, this man you are entertaining is a wrong man. He's going to mess your name. But they ignored it. When they won the elections, I was shocked. Edgar Lungu appointed him as the Minister of Information. But sooner or later, anyway, he was out of government. When he was out of government, I said, this is the time now. I'm going to push this. I went, reported the matter, because by that time I'd even consolidated my case, reported the case to the police, and everything just flowed until today. So today, for me, there is nothing about being wicked. There is nothing like somebody used me. If anything, I know people are trying to say you are being used by Edgar Lungu. I'm actually very disappointed with Edgar Lungu, because if Edgar Lungu had listened to me, he wouldn't have even appointed him as information minister. But Edgar Lungu seems to be moribund in terms of fighting corruption. And that's why I waited for this opportunity when Kambwili was out. And I want to mention to you that this is a start. I have a few other ministers who are serving under President Edgar Lungu, being protected by the system. The time will come for them. This one is just a start. Worse off for them when I will be president. Because when I will be president, Vakashana Shonongo, I will make sure they pay for their corruption. For me, Kambwili is paying for what he did. Nothing else.
Maybe just correct me if I'm wrong. So you said you're writing to President Lungu to look into the issue of Kambwili.
Yes.
But you're not getting any response.
He didn't. He didn't act instead. I mean, he was even appointed minister.
At the time that he dropped Chimba Kambwili as minister, did he respond to the letters that you
Nothing up to today. Up to today, Edgar Lungu has never said anything on the issues that I raised on Kambwili. Nothing up to today. Thank God the justice system in this country works somehow. I would say somehow. And it has worked in this instance. I'm happy. Simusamba has done a good job, and there is no any other way he would have done it, because the evidence was very overwhelming. People are busy talking about Simusamba. I mean, what would have Simusamba done? We presented facts as they were. Here is a fictitious person, and we proved to the court that there is no person that exists by the name of Mwamba Chishimba. The son that Chishimba Kambwili he talks about, he has an NRC with a passport, and his NRC and the passport, if you open them, check the names which are there, it's Mwamba Kambwili with a passport.
Sampa Kambwili, not Mwamba.
No, Mwamba Kambwili. Sampa Kambwili is a sister whose NRC was used
to register.
The NRC was attached to a fictitious person, Mwamba Chishimba. Chishimba Kambwili is the son of Dr. Kambwili, who has an NRC and a passport. But Mwamba Chishimba doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. That's why they gave him a fake NRC of Sampaka Mbwidi. So the case is a watertight case. Even if Bakambwidi appeals, there is no way the High Court or the Supreme Court can overturn the facts, because facts are speaking for themselves. Me, I'm speaking from facts. All those who are talking about no being paid, no Simusamba this, they are speculating. Go to the courts, look at the court records. The evidence speaks for itself. That case is watertight. Bakambwidi, what he should just be doing, he should do, save that 2 years instead of just even wasting time trying to appeal, because it will not go anywhere else. That case.
Sorry. Before we proceed to other questions, I want to just get clarity on a few things that you've mentioned. Why in the first place did you opt to write to President Lungu as opposed to taking the issue straight to court?
He was a minister, and it's out of respect. It's out of respect that I did that. You know, when somebody is a minister, and you know, you give respect to the president, you give respect to the government. You tell the president, look at this, what is happening, you know, and certainly, because when a person is in that position, he's still working. If a person is a criminal and is still serving government, it is not good, because it is disadvantaging the country. So you need to tell the president so that the president can relieve that person. And of course, I was still going to go ahead with the police. But unfortunately, I mean, see, when he didn't do anything, I knew it was going to be very difficult. And I'm on record having criticized Edgar Lungu for not relieving people when they are in offices, when they are accused of corruption. I complained against Chitotela. I complained against Chitaluchilufya. Clearly, it is very difficult. This is why I went to court. I was confidently went to court when he was relieved as a minister. It is difficult to convict or to prosecute somebody, a sitting minister or anybody in high offices. It's very difficult.
And of course, if you're still minister at this time, justice probably would not have
prevailed. No, I don't think it would have happened. I don't think it would have happened. I mean, I'm not stupid. Even myself, I don't think I would have managed. Like now, I'm telling you that there's 2 ministers who I strongly have evidence against them. But going to court, going to the Anti-Corruption Commission, to wherever, it would not do much. It would not do much. The best time is when they are out. I don't mind how they come out. Whether they come out, whether they lose an election, whether they are fired, I don't mind. I've got 2 ministers. I'm waiting for them outside.
Are you happy now that Dr. Chimba Kambwili is behind bars?
I am very happy that justice has been done. I'm very happy that justice has been done, because Wakambwili was feeling, I mean, it is wrong. I'm not against anybody doing business. You can do business. Even me, I'm doing business. But you don't go and bar other people from, you know, participating. You know, when I say Economic and Equity Party, that equity, I want to see it done. So if I have opportunities as Chirifatayali, I should also allow you to have opportunities. And I should give respect to the people that are working in different institutions. You don't go there and start harassing them to say, you need to pay me today. You need, no. It is not right. You need to respect them. And certainly, Bakambwili was not conducting himself, and this is why these people complained and brought this issue. And I'm happy today, and I'm sure even wherever they are happy that justice has been done.
Would you say that the greatest inspiration why you decided to take up this issue was because of what you've mentioned? You've stated clearly that one thing that you move by and that moves you is equity. And so would you say that the greatest inspiration for you was the fact that you needed equity to be served? Absolutely.
It's for me, I operate on 4 things, 4 principles. Number 1 is justice. This is why you have seen on record, I have turned against people who are my friends. People who are my friends. One example I would give you is Kaiza Zulu. Kaiza Zulu has been a very good friend of mine, and even very helpful to me. When he did wrong things, I spoke out, because I want justice. The number 2, I want fairness. I want fairness. If you want, you can bring equity in there. Of course, equity is on the higher level, where you look at, I mean, you consider everybody and try to do the best you can for everyone. If it is business, let everyone participate. I don't want to enter into business and cut off everybody. No, that is not right. The other thing that I look at for me is, brotherhood, brotherhood or sisterhood, this kind of thing. I'm very considerate. I want, like it is written in the Bible, do unto others what you would want them to do for you. So I do. This is why even when I discovered that Vakambwili was doing this, I went to the president. And even Vakambwili himself, when we started this case, I have been on record. You remember he actually sued me for defamation. I engaged him, and I was hoping that he would also reciprocate, to show remorse.
And precisely that was where I was, I was getting to. You're known to support families. You say family comes first. That
Yes.
is one of your taglines.
Yes.
And people, are saying, but Dr. President Tayali, why didn't you maybe sort out this issue out of court?
Look,
why didn't you maybe call him and say, look, my brother, there's this, I've got
the
strong
evidence is
against
there.
you.
The evidence is there by the fact that he had a case against me. And I reached out to him. He never reached out to me on these cases, He never did. He was adamant that no, I was being used. He took it political.
Would you have dropped the charges if he opened for discussion?
I'm human, and when some of these things, you do them when you see that somebody is not being remorseful. And I can tell you, I can reveal to you that there are some people who have done wrong things in this country, and they have come to me, they have pleaded with me, and have ignored their issues. But yes, there are some people who have even come to me, and instead of pleading, they have, one example is just one guy who works for ZRA, who posted something, he posted something, and he came to my office and he was trying to talk to me. Instead of being remorseful, he was being adamant. And I took him on. For me, it's not about, a lot of times people think that I am money mad. Yes, I want money, that's for sure. But I want the conscience of a person more than the money. So if your conscience, if you show me that you are remorseful, believe you me, I can even stand to defend you. I've done that before. I've defended people that I've seen to say, but okay, Apama guys are but because they have shown Karimos, you sort of like understand and you say, okay, I'll just leave it. But where people are being adamant, where people are being arrogant, Vakambwili was too arrogant even to the magistrate. He was insulting everyone, including me. You were given 20,000 kwacha by Kaiza Zulu and so on and so forth. So what was I supposed to do? I had to prove my case. I went to court, testified in court, gave the evidence. The evidence speaks for itself in this case.
Nobody within the Patriotic Front circles helped you to ensure that you get the evidence that you need to ensure that you put this case together?
Nothing. It's only what if there are people that helped me. It's those people that Kambwili was mishandling. It's that kind of situation where, when you have got something in your closet, you need to be nice to those people that know about some of these things. So it's the people that he was dealing with. It is his uncouth kind of attitude that sold him out.
Who is next now? Besides, you've spoken about 2 ministers who are serving, but obviously you did state that this is going to be a very harsh job to convict them. But on your list, who is the next opposition leader?
Which camera should I look in? I want to look in. Which camera? This
camera.
One, eh?
Yeah.
The next person I am going for, given an opportunity, by Edgar Lungu Ndefwa Mumfwe, it's Brian Mushimba. The next person. Brian Mushimba, given an opportunity, I'm coming for you. I am waiting. The other one, I won't mention his name, but he knows himself. He knows.
Well, so some people feel, President Tayali, that look, this is your fellow opposition party leader that you are dragging to court, and you're just disadvantaging yourselves as the opposition. Don't you have any? Don't you feel any? Don't you feel sorry that this is happening to the opposition? You're an opposition leader.
You see, look, it's naivety It's naivety, for lack of a better word, and I'm being respectful in spiting that kind of attitude, that fellow opposition should not criticize the other opposition. It's nonsense. It's nonsensical. Who the hell tells you that because I'm in opposition and is in opposition, I should tolerate whatever nonsense because it's in opposition? Does it mean that because you are in opposition, then you have got a visa to do nonsense? How better are you as an opposition leader being corrupt when you know those who are also than those who are in power? Because we are in opposition. I'm in opposition because I feel President Edgar Lungu is not fighting corruption. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm fighting. That's why I want to become president. I want to fight corruption. I want to fight corruption. And I've started. I'm doing it. When I become president, it will just be. But now, just because the next person is opposition, is also corrupt, no, just concentrate on Edgar Lungu. No, this guy might even be worse. This is why I want to tell you that I'm eagerly waiting for that commission of inquiry. I want that commission of inquiry because that commission of inquiry on privatization, a lot of people suffered out of it. I've got people who have come to me complaining that they lost jobs, they lost houses. These people, they must be given a platform where they can go and talk. But just because Hakainde Hichilema is involved, I shouldn't talk about it because it's my fellow opposition. No ways. That is not how Chiluba Tayari operates. Chiluba Tayari, it's about what is right, what is wrong. If an opposition leader is right, I will stand with him. Hakainde Hichilema was arrested. He was arrested on flimsy charges. I defended him. I even went and I was arrested for 6 days. When I came out, I didn't stop talking. I was talking because at that point, Hakainde Hichilema was innocent.
Is Hakainde Hichilema part of the list of the people that you want to sort out?
Hakainde Hichilema, part of the people that I want to sort out, yes. Yes. A big yes. Hakainde Hichilema is one of those people. And I'm praying that Edgar Lungu will do the right thing this time around to start that commission of inquiry. I mean, my friend, what I'm asking for is, nobility among leaders. This country is in poverty because of the poor leadership that we have, because of the corrupt leadership. And just because we think that those who are in power are corrupt, it is nonsense for us to pick another corrupt, money mad, a capitalist, to put him there, because he will do nothing but enrich himself and keep the Zambian people suffering. I don't want that.
Do you regret, now that Kambwili is behind bars?
How can I regret? This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. I wanted Kambwili to pay for what he did. How can I regret? How can I regret? I know.
So you are very optimistic that you will be convicted. You are very optimistic.
Sorry?
I know you did have overwhelming, evidence, against him. But were you very optimistic that probably you'll be arrested?
It is like the way I know you. The way I know you. I know you from some time. And if somebody tells me to say, is that guy gay? I will defend you because I know that guy. That guy, you know what I mean? I know. I will defend you. So when I have facts, I have facts. And I will stand for them. It may turn out that maybe wali chinja because chan. But that would be another issue. At least I'll say, as far as I know the guy from some time back, I knew him this way.
I know you did some mathematics. There was a time you were drawing on your board and you're doing some elimination.
Political mathematics.
Mathematics. And for me, how it seems you want to eliminate using, what we call elimination method in mathematics. You want to eliminate all of them. Maybe you remain. You say that Lungu probably will not be allowed to contest because maybe he's assuming a third bid. The other gentleman, HH, maybe the issues of privatization will follow him. You've already sorted out one man, Chimba Kambwili. Maybe the people who remain on the ballot is you, Nyirenda, and the new Felix Mutati.
Yeah, and I'm glad you have mentioned Nyirenda. I like Nyirenda. I like such people. Do you hear me talking about Nyirenda? He's a good guy. He's a good guy. What am I going to say? So, I mean, I'm just glad you mentioned it.
Is that your mathematics?
No,
Ahead
but
of the elections.
Listen, the point is that I have my strategies. My strategies is that, I mean, I want good leadership. I want good leadership. And I want to eliminate the bad guys. Okay? So, if you happen to be that one of those bad guys, the political mathematics will catch up with you.
Is Lungu part of the political mathematics to, you know?
Lungu will die a natural death politically. He's already dying. He's already dying. Lungu is going. Every day, today as it passes, he's going towards the end. So I don't waste my time on people that I know they are already dead. I don't waste my time. Politically, I mean politically. Edgar Lungu is already dead.
Prospects for 2021, how are you looking at the ballot?
The ballots 2021, that is part of the strategy. I don't want to review my strategy.
But anyways, now that Kambwili is behind bars, will this, I do know
And
for a
you
fact
want
that
to contest?
maybe if...
No,
if you're
it's just for the general knowledge of people. He can't contest. When you are convicted, the law, part of the whatever, you cannot, so that one he can't contest. It is, I mean, that's just what it is anyway.
Yeah. All right. I was about to ask the relationship now that you share with Kambwili after this has happened. Do you see a better relationship between the two of you?
It's up to him. Me, I've done what I think is
I think
right.
the older brother, I was with the older brother this afternoon at the magistrate's court. They said all they have for you and Simusamba is love. Even Kabwita did reiterate that all they have for you is love.
Oh, thank you very much. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Of course, I'm not going to be, you know, what is the word? I'm not going to be held in some emotional emotional, you know, whatever of, no. What I did was right. What Kambwili did was wrong. And him going to jail, he's going to jail out of his own actions. Not because of Chirufatayari.
You and Kambwili have been fighting the same battles. I should make mention of that. You've all been fighting corruption. You know, he's highly spoken about the fact that, you know, many government leaders are corrupt. You've spoken about, you know, how you hate so much,
Yes,
you know, corruption.
yes.
Where does this put Dr. Kambwili now that he's been convicted of corruption?
Look, the difference is a lot of people talk about corruption just as a political propaganda. They don't substantiate. When Kambwili came out of government as one of those people who was sitting with these people, I looked forward to him bringing out some of these corruption cases with evidence, but he never did. Same with this other guy, Kalaba. They were busy. These people, they talk corruption, but they never put evidence on the table. For me, I put evidence on the table. The person that I'm talking about, like in terms of Brian Mushimba, at the right time, you will see, I will bring evidence, I will bring people. It is just a matter of time. So I don't just talk. The cases that I've spoken about in terms of corruption, I have had evidence. And I'm ready to go and stand in court like the way I did with Kambwili and defend my position. But these others, they just talk, hey, 48 houses, hey, ambulances. Bring evidence.
Well, well, some would claim that evidence is already available. You look at the Auditor General's report, a lot of evidence of corruption. Look at the FIC report, a lot of evidence of corruption. You know.
And did you know that I can actually disclose to you that some of the issues that you read even with the FIC, I have provided some of those. Me, I'm a friend. I work in these offices and I give them evidence. So some of these things you even read, I talk about them. So anyway, the point is, fine, I do understand that some of these things, the evidence, like the Auditor General's report, this is where I come to criticize Edgar Lungu, to say he's not fighting it. Because those people are supposed to, they are supposed to perish. They're supposed to perish in hell. Those people. But they have Edgar Lungu. But that's why I maintain Economic and Equity Party president, and I'm going to contest. And those people, some of these people, I will go back into those books and look into them, especially the serious ones, where there is a lot of money involved. I'll make sure they pay. Because, you know, you cannot allow people getting away with millions of kwachas when there are so many people suffering.
Precisely,
it
precisely
pains
where
me.
I was coming to, Mr. President. I was about to ask you a question very important on how serious President Lungu is in the fight against corruption.
As far as I'm concerned, zero. As far as I'm concerned, zero.
Could it mean
President
that,
Edgar Lungu
could
is
it mean
not
that,
helping.
Could it mean that he's having social intercourse with the ones that are corrupt?
I don't like to speculate. I'm touch and go. I speak over what I know. So what I know for now is that he's not fighting corruption. What is my evidence? The Auditor General's report that you have spoken about, the FIC report, and where people have actually been arrested, taken to court, and yet President Edgar Lungu does not relieve them of their duties as ministers. So I judge President Edgar Lungu on these facts. I accuse him and convict him on these facts. Even if I went to court, I would say, va Edgar Lungu, bushetamai mwene Auditor General report. I would say, va Edgar Lungu, bushetamai mwene FIC report. I would say, va Edgar Lungu, bushechi total tabamuikete, bushemu ali mutamfishe. Va Edgar Lungu, bushetamai mwene chirufya, bali muikete, bushemu ali mufumishe. Based on this, I convict you as one who is not fighting corruption. Whether he's in bed or he's getting cuts with these people, that is something that I cannot talk about because I don't speculate. I like to be forthright.
You've taken, your fellow opposition to court and he's been convicted. The mood of the people seems to be a bit dispatched because the pool of voters that you get votes from is the pool of votes that probably Chimba Kambuli would have loved to get votes from. Don't you think this disturbs the mood in terms of the favor that you're supposed to have as an opposition ahead of the 2021 general elections? I
don't mean to lecture you, but just remember all the time when you mention people, put some.
Some people.
Yes, exactly. Just put some, emphasize that, put some. Because, when you say people, it's not everybody. Yeah, but people are very diverse.
Exactly, but when I mean people, I would say the two of us are maybe people. The ones who are in the studio are equally people.
And all of us will not have the same opinion.
All right.
And that is the point I'm trying to make. So where you are sitting, you may have your own opinion. I may have a different opinion. So it is unfair to say people. Let's say some people. And indeed, this is part of life. Some people will like you, some people will not like you, some people will agree with you, some people will not like you, will not agree with you. So it just shows that our democracy is flourishing, where we can have people with divergent views. I can tell you that since I left court, I've received so many phone calls of people congratulating me for having taken this route. And of course, when you open Facebook, even on Facebook, there are so many people some of them were saying, this is wrong, and so on and so forth. That is their opinion. But the truth still stands. Can you bring that fictitious person, Mwamba Chishimba, can you bring him? Is it not true that this fictitious person was given a fake NRC? Is it not true that Kambwili was harassing people in the mines? It is true. So you can have your own opinion, but the facts, you never change them.
All right, 0978594682 is the number that you're coming through, and giving us your contributions. I'm discussing the court judgment that was delivered this afternoon by Magistrate Simusamba, and I'm having the complainant in that issue, that is President Tayali, leader of Economic and Equity Party. Thank you so much to those that are joining us via the Movie TV Plus, Bouquet Channel 1, the Topsa Decoder, Channel 104, and those that are joining the conversation from across the continent of Africa via our Facebook page, that is Ask Movie TV. I'll pick a few calls, then thereafter we get to continue with this discussion. Also, I'll be reading some of the comments that are coming through via our Facebook platform to just check what people are saying regarding the conviction of Dr. Chimba Kambwili. So if we have calls, Director, do we have calls as we discuss this very important issue? Do we have calls? All right. Before we get calls, the mood ahead of the 2021 general elections, how are you seeing it? Is the wind on your side as EEP?
No, I mean, I'm not a delusional. Usually politicians are very delusional, but I'm not delusional. I'm factual. We are a new political party. We have got challenges, especially in terms of resources. So I am going to contest 2021 general election.
Yeah, sorry, allow me to pick this first caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Who is on the line and where are you calling us from?
Joshua Moyo calling you from Charleston.
Please go on with your contribution.
Yeah. It is sad to hear Mr. Tari saying they are trying to make them even. What we should do in Zambia is, Zambia is a Christian nation. Why do you take somebody to pay than to arrest him for 2 years? I can hear almost every time when Mr. Tari is on radio, on TV, shouting to his opponent. It is not good for Mr. Tari. I know his breath is looking at you. You know we are guided by God in this nation. It is not every time I want to arrest the chairman to be arrested. Why can't you break it like this government who was there? How can the chairman was not there? But Tari is a helpless man. He is not a good man. He said he will protect him, take the president.
All right. All right, thank you so much for coming through. 0978594682. Allow me to pick 2 more calls, then thereafter President Ali can respond to the calls as they come. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Who's on the line and where are you calling us from?
From Matero.
From Matero. Who is on the line?
Ben from Matero.
Ben from Matero. Please go on with your contribution.
Yes, my contribution is going by us. No?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay. I support the question. A very good step. I encourage him also to pick up on the 48 houses and the need for sure. And these issues for education so that we also be together.
Okay, thank you so much for coming through.
Yes.
All right, let me pick another call and then thereafter President of EEP, President Ali, can respond to them collectively. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, who's on the line and where are you calling us from? Yes, who's on the line and where are you calling us from?
I'm William Zimba calling from Eastern Province, Rondazi.
Yes, Mr. Zimba, give us your contribution.
Yes, congratulations to Mr. Chilusatale, so you're doing a lot of money from us.
All right, I think the last one, congratulating you for the good job you've done, but the first two, a bit displeased with how you are targeting your fellow political opponents.
I want people to stop saying fellow. I'm not fellow. I'm Economic and Equity Party president. I'm not fellow. No, I'm not fellow. All those who are in opposition, they are not my fellow. I am Economic and Equity Party president. And I'm contesting for presidency. I'm not going to contest with Edgar Lungu, with HH, with Kambwidi. No, I'm not going to contest. I'm going to contest alone. Now, the point is like the two callers. They are saying, no, you want this one to be arrested. Why are you not talking about the 48 houses? First of all, the issue of this one to be arrested. I mean, kabwalala ni kabwalala. A criminal is a criminal. It doesn't matter in which form he comes. If he's a criminal, he's a criminal. So for me, I'm fighting criminals. I want what I may call leadership cleansing. For this country to move forward, we have to start with cleaning up leaders. We want leaders that will go and commit themselves, not leaders that will start pocketing themselves. Then we say these are leaders. No. So for me, be it in the ruling party, in the opposition, I will follow them. I'm sure you have heard me talking about some of these guys who are in PF. A number of them. For example, one good example is this Given Rubinda, who has even taken me to court. For me, I don't choose. Kambwili, when I started him when he was still in PF. That's when I started. So it doesn't matter which political party, whether, whatever. For me, I want just to sort out all those bad guys and make sure that we go in leadership with good people. That is what I'm looking forward to as a leader of Economic and Equity Party. The 48 houses, many times, people talk about 48 houses. But you see, me, I don't talk anyhow. I want to talk when there is some substance of some sort. When you talk about the 48 houses, to start with, there is somebody who has come up, who has, I think it's Charles Loan, something like that. He has come up and he has claimed those houses. And he has written an affidavit and he has gone to court claiming those houses. He's claiming that I built them with my money. So what am I going to talk about? And this person is not even a senior government officer. He's not in government, so to say. So what am I going to talk about? So sometimes it's ignorance. People, when they don't know, they will be talking about, championing about these things and so on and so forth. But for me, before I open my mouth, I do investigation. That's why nikaimirira. Monga ya imirira. It is because I know there's something.
Well, I won't ask what that means. Yeah, but I know for a fact, you want to respond to what it means?
To what it means?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have heard, it's touch and go, tika pita tapita.
Let me get some text messages that are coming through from our Facebook page, but you can also call me on 0978594682. Let's pick this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Who is on the line and where are you calling us from? From Kitwe. Please give us your contribution. Please go on and give us your contribution. All right, sorry, I'll cut you. Let me just accommodate another caller. Hello, good afternoon. Who is on the line and where are you calling us from? Please go on, madam, with your contribution. President Ali, I think you did hear what the lady
Yes.
was trying to say.
And she's saying, Tuletina. I mean, citizens should not be scared. First of all, I want to say, this conviction is not the ruling party. PF is not fighting corruption. It's the Economic and Equity Party fighting corruption. Tewa PF yo. So Kambwili has not gone to prison because of PF. He has gone to prison because of what he did, and us Economic and Equity Party president, particularly the president himself, caught up with him, and that's why he went there. So Vamayo, Muitina, unless Naimwenga Muleva, those who are scared, those who steal, they should be scared. Those who are corrupt, they should be scared. And as far as I'm concerned, I will be there to make sure that those who are corrupt, I send them to jail through the courts.
You send them to jail through the courts. Our message is ready. Our message is ready. Our message is ready. All right, before our messages become ready, there's a general feeling, President Ali, that you are seemingly so soft with the ruling party of Patriotic Front, of Edgar Chagwa Lungu.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Do we see any form of alliance ahead of the 2021 general elections?
No, we are Economic and Equity Party. We are not really interested in alliances. We are not going to form alliances. That's why I'm talking about, forget about, don't put me fellow, no, forget. Put me as Economic and Equity Party. So there is no alliance. In terms of softness, my friend, in Bemba we say, ati sungomkoshi ubulunguta bwa afya. Those people who are in government today, they are protected by the system. You can fight them, but you need to be wise in the way you fight them. If you are careless, you will not go anywhere. So as far as I'm concerned, nali chindiko buteko. Buteko nchindika. And I don't want to mess myself up. I don't want to be, cut off before my destined time. It is about being conscious with what you do. Being conscious with what you do. President Edgar Lungu is a Republican president, the commander-in-chief. That position, bwana, tekako angalirako. Pata lipalia. Tepako wati mwambo kula chirela pokwati ni pachishere muko. That position is very powerful. Ministers, they are very powerful. Even Dora, she's powerful where she is. She's very powerful. Nanguinga kwana tilimbiwa luisha ngoli guys like Mark wako anishafiria muli ntoanikane. Still, she's powerful. So you need to be very, very careful. I know how I play these things. That's why these other guys I'm talking about, I respect them. I respect them. Brani mshimbangai samunokutina imini na namuchindika buno bwino ni minister. But inshita yakwe ikatashani ikafika. Baka mbwili
na ifika inshita. But what is the biggest issue really with Brian Mushimba? This beef hasn't started now. I think.
No, it's not beef, you way.
It's
not beef. Use the right terminologies. It's not beef.
Criminality.
It's not beef. Right now, you remember, Zambians will remember how he went to parliament and talk about the speed cameras and so on and so forth. Where are the speed cameras today? How many people were sent messages and they paid and so on and so forth? Where has that money gone? What is the cost to the Zambian people out of that project which has failed? As far as I'm concerned, Brian Mushimba is responsible. And I know more. But some of these things, like I'm saying, I am sitting on evidence. And at the right time, it will come. For now, let him continue flying that flag. Nishta yako.
Nishta yako. Well, a lot of issues have happened over the past few weeks. I think we did see a group of young people, protesting, going to State House to petition President Lungu to institute a commission of inquiry into privatization. We did see also, some young people that were stopped from protesting were coming from UPND and NDC. They wanted to protest against the issue of pre-voter registration and all those issues. How do you look at the current space in terms of people being given the freedoms to protest and to express themselves?
Look, freedoms are there, but rationale must be applied. Ration must be applied. Reason must be applied. So, for me, some of these, the so-called opposition, I exclude myself because I don't want this nonsense of fellow. No, I'm Economic and Equity Party. But
you're an opposition leader.
Economic and Equity Party, I prefer to be called Economic and Equity Party president than those, because when you put me in that category, there's just total nonsense there. So, first of all, I am very happy that those people, petitioned President Edgar Lungu to institute a commission of inquiry. Of course, I will not run away from the fact that there is a political ingredient in it. You know, the political ingredient.
Just like how people feel that there was a political ingredient in the case against Chimbakambwe.
Exactly.
But do you agree, really, before you can proceed with that?
No, the ingredient is there, but the facts remains. You see what I mean? It's like chicken, mwana. When you're cooking chicken, you can put ama spices and so on and so forth. But if it is not chicken, ngama soya chunks, they will never be chicken. You get what I mean? You can put the same sauce, curry, shan. But if they are soya chunks, they will never turn out to be chicken. So, the political ingredients might be there, but the substance remains. In terms of Vakambwidi, political ingredients may be there, but the substance, did Kambwidi create a fake person? He did. Did Kambwidi give an NRC to a fake person? He did. Did Kambwidi sign documents of a fake person? He did. The ingredients that things went well because he was not in power. Those are the political issues. Those are the political ingredients. They are just a by the way. Same thing with privatization. Privatization, absolutely. There is a substantive issue. Zambia went through a privatization process out of which a number of people were rendered jobless. A number of people have not been paid up to today. They have not been paid. A number of people were removed from their houses. Instead of being given an opportunity to buy their houses, they were kicked out because somebody was interested. Somebody influential was interested. Or somebody was interested in money. So these are facts. And they might be the political ingredient that, yes, at this point in time, if we start this commission of inquiry, I mean, of course, the person that was involved is HH. It will bruise him politically. That is a political ingredient. The substance
and you can't wait for that, really.
The substance. I'm more interested in the substance. But if I can get the benefit of the nice smell...
And not bruising him.
Politically. Well, that is a consequence. That is a consequence.
But this is a man that inspires you.
Who?
Yourself. You did make mention of that at Mulungushi International Conference Center when you were the president.
You were a graduate from university. I saw your graduation gown. Does admire and inspire, do they mean the same words? Are they synonymous? Admire and inspire, are they synonymous?
Maybe I think maybe the use of terminologies that are used.
No, they're not synonymous, Bwana.
But you admire him.
You are a graduate, you should be teaching me about these things, but not misleading me. You are misleading me.
How do you admire him?
Yes, that should have been the question. How do I admire him? I admire President, and I thank you for asking that question. I hope a lot of people watch this part. I admire Edgar. I admire HH because if only I had 20% of what he has, I would have been president. But unfortunately, he just messes up with everything that is at his disposal. This guy was given a political party that was almost in government. Almost. When Mazoka left UPND, my friend, UPND was the party. It was like being given a ball in the 18 and keep an alala. That's how HH was given UPND. And instead of scoring, atampo diribula, vamfyang bamba no kumufyanta nomba. Kwa emana commission of inquiry, I'm a defender's vice. Then apart from that, this man HH he has got sponsors. Me, I don't have sponsors. Like to start with my economic and equity party, I didn't get it the way HH got it. You know, where it was full-fledged and everything. For me, I had to struggle. Even the registration fee, we had to go and get from CR1. CR1 is the one who gave us 5 pin to go and pay. Ku registrar of societies. HH, it was fully fledged. Then talk about resources. In a pan also, I mean, I almost walked to come here. Because fuel mumotoka, na kaka light, it's real. Na kaka light. I don't have money. HH has got millions of kwacha coming in dollars, Shreisa, to finance. Have you seen their regalia? Walimona, different forms. If amasheti, some of you cannot even afford to buy. But for them, regalia, he has everything. So, ndeka na muloleshanje shit. This man has got so much. How I wish I had what he had. That's how I admire him. Does he inspire me? Far from it.
Do you think the political playing field is leveled, especially on the part of the opposition? I don't want to call you opposition because I want to call you EEP.
Yes, as Economic and Equity Party. The playing field. Look.
I think, like I said earlier, I think we did see on the news, where those that are seemingly inclinated to the Patriotic Front are allowed to go, with their usual business.
Yes, they
protest
can.
And
Cadres,
yeah.
Cadres, even the nuisance, can also mobilize people in the name of the party. They can do whatever they want. But these are realities, Baba. These are realities. Crying over these issues, it's useless. Play your part, because no one is going to hand power in your hands on a silver platter. My friend, like I've said, power is sweet. Power is sweet. Those guys are enjoying. They're enjoying not just themselves, their friends, their relatives. They are enjoying just by the fact that umuntu ngalandati Bakampyongo is my brother. Kulya kumye sokoto afuma kulya. Kumuchinga. Ati Bakampyongo ni my brother wandi. Apo penefye, somebody would even be given some gifts of some sort. Its power is sweet. So you can't expect those guys to give you on a silver platter. They will block you in every way they can. You have to find a way to reach there, to get power. And this is what I will show you, because for me, I'll walk into State House, everyone laughing, but I will go in State House.
Your last remarks, President Tayali, and maybe your last warning to those the political leaders that are watching. I know many of them are watching now, and they're saying this guy is powerful. He sent one of the big boys in jail.
It's his actions. But anyway, I want to just make 4 last remarks, if you allow me.
Yeah, please go on.
Number 1 is that when you stand out to accuse others of corruption, make sure you have the evidence, because it gives a negative a connotation on a country. If you're always talking about corruption, but you're not proving it, it doesn't help the country. And that I say on the basis of me being a patriot. I don't want my country to be labeled corrupt when it is not. I want, when people say there is corruption, you should be able to prove it. And for me, I've set an example. And I want to say that I will continue. I want Zambian people to know that Chilufa Tayali is fighting corruption. Right now, there is a case that I'm following up. Kuliba Deki, Ningumfat, there is seafood there. I'm following you. I'm watching what is happening there. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be connected. But if you are doing wrong things, I'll sort you out. The other point that I want to mention is that Zambians should not be politically emotional. Bakambwili has been arrested not because he's opposition and so on and so forth. I want to beg the Zambian people that look at the facts. In this case, look at the facts. Bakambwili did something which is wrong, and he has gone to jail for what he did. Not because he's opposition. It is because he did something wrong. And when something is wrong, it doesn't matter whether he's from the ruling party, whether he's from the opposition. Zambians, we should be able to discern to say, apa bali rufianya. So Bakambwili bali rufianya, and he has gone to prison out of his own actions. As far as I'm concerned, together with my party, Economic and Equity Party, we are saying 2021 today minina. And at our time when we will rule this country, we will make sure that people will fear corruption like high power voltage electricity. That's how I imagine Ganindala. So I want people to fear corruption. Ngakumva tayari nishwapya iwe. That is the kind of politics that I'm bringing, and I'll make sure this will happen.
Well, there you have it. Chilufe Tayali, President of Economic and Equity Party, was my guest on this exclusive edition of The Assignment. I've been your host. My name is Andrew Mwansa. Thank you so much to my producer and director, Sedlis Nkonjera and Mavuto Piri. For now, we end here.